70% of this planet's surface just became the world's largest blackout curtain, and whatever pulled that trick has been planning it for centuries. Not a sunset reflection, not an algae bloom warning on your weather app. The water itself, horizon to horizon, has turned the color of blood, and somewhere beneath that crimson surface, something ancient is finally waking up. This is the premise of Blood Sea, one of the most unsettling world-building concepts in modern dark fantasy, and today we are breaking down exactly why it works, what it means, and why the idea of vampire nests hidden under crimson oceans is terrifying on a level most horror never reaches. Let us start with the ocean itself. Water covers about 70% of our planet. We have mapped less of the deep ocean than we have mapped the surface of Mars. Think about that for a second. The deepest trenches plunge nearly 11 kilometers down, creating pressure environments so extreme that virtually nothing human-made survives the journey. Whatever lives down there does so completely outside human reach or understanding. Now imagine that ocean turns red overnight. The psychological impact alone is catastrophic. Red water triggers something primal in human brains. It signals danger, contamination, death. Coastal communities collapse. Fishing industries vanish. Fresh water supplies become suspect. Global food chains fracture within weeks. The world economy does not just slow down, it stops breathing. But here is where the concept gets genuinely brilliant. The crimson color is not pollution, it is a veil, a deliberate transformation that serves a purpose far more calculated than simple destruction. Beneath water that color, visibility drops to nearly zero within centimeters of the surface. Submarines cannot navigate effectively. Sonar behaves strangely in water with altered density. Military and scientific investigation becomes nearly impossible without knowing what changed the water and why. The vampires did not just hide, they redesigned the hiding place. This reframes what vampires fundamentally are. Forget the Gothic castles and coffin-bound aristocrats of traditional mythology. These creatures are ancient enough and intelligent enough to operate at a civilizational scale. They did not run from humanity as technology advanced. They retreated downward into the one environment humans could never truly conquer, and they waited. Patient across centuries, the way only immortal things can be patient. The nests themselves become fascinating to imagine. Underwater structures built over thousands of years. Creatures adapted to cold, pressure, and darkness. And now, with the ocean turned crimson above them, they have a canopy, a roof made of blood-red water that blocks satellite imaging and human eyes simultaneously. The surface world panics and investigates the color. The real threat sits calmly miles below, unbothered. What makes Blood Sea so powerful as a concept is that the horror operates on multiple timelines. Immediate horror of the red water, medium-term horror of ecological and economic collapse, long-term horror of realizing the transformation was intentional, and final horror when humanity understands that by the time they figured it out, the nests had already grown large enough to surface. The ocean was never ours to begin with. We just forgot that something else was already using it. Now the question is, What happens when the tide comes in?